Show me.
Hey everybody, I'm back, and this time I wanted to talk a little bit about combat, and a few people asked for some more information on like my character's build. So I'm going to provide that here, and then if I have time, I'd also like to talk more about ship management. So the first things first, I decided to play with my character as a multi-class character, which I think this is my first playthrough not going with a single class. I just really like those high-end abilities. And with multi-class, you don't get access to them with that character. So I went with Monk and no subclass. I like some of the subclasses for Monk with certain builds and that sort of thing, but I just wanted a straight Monk with no crazy frills or restrictions. And my primary class was Cypher. I've never played with my character being a Cypher, and so far, I will say on a side note, there's been a lot of really fun dialogue interactions that allow me to use my cool Cypher abilities in conversation. And I went with Soul Blade because I wanted to try out this Soul Annihilation ability, which is right here, Soul Annihilation. Very cool attack. It hits like a truck. It does weapon damage plus raw damage for each point of focus you have over 10. It costs 10. So even like with my character right now, having 22 focus at the beginning of a combat, I can instantly just charge the guy, swing. I'm using a two-handed weapon because I wanted to hit even harder. So my weapon is a two-handed S-Stock, which is a really cool weapon I picked up, and then I enchanted it with this. So at the beginning of combat, I get a bonus of one of these three amazing things. It doesn't matter which one of these I get, they're all really good. I'm either harder to hit, I hit harder, or I'm harder to injure. So there you go. So this thing hits for up to 37 damage base, and then it's modified further by a few other things. This Forgetful Knight is a camping bonus. I should probably talk about camping as well. And then there's Draining Whip. Draining Whip, of course, is the passive ability all Cyphers have. That's how they generate their resources with Draining Whip, of giving them bonus weapon damage, and then when they deal damage, they gain focus. That's how you build up to your high-level spells. In fact, I've been kind of thinking about... Right now I've got a blunderbuss here for Seraphon, and I'm wondering if maybe I dual pistol him. But I haven't found any really good pistols. So, not even fine ones to or let alone exceptional. So he's just single shotting guys, and he does a lot of damage with his single shots. It's actually pretty good. His Biting Whip, by the way, is a little more impressive because I upgraded his whip to be plus 10% additional damage, whereas I went with my whip to be draining. Which gives me even more focus gain. And the difference has been really crazy because every time I pause the game to go and use a spell, or like a new spell for him, or use his big Soul Annihilation ability, he's got 90 or 100. And every time I go to use something for him, he's got 40 or something like that. It's I can barely do one thing. So if you were going to play a Cypher and you really want to focus on the abilities of the Cypher, the spells, the psionic abilities, get the Draining Whip for the extra focus gain. Even though it's tempting to get the thing that makes your weapons hit a little harder. 20% versus 30%, I'm not sure that's worth it. Not for giving up double focus gain. Anyway, so that's my character on the Cypher side, and then and the Monk side he's a Monk, like I said. So he's got, so far at level 8, I got Stunning Fist, I got Lightning Strike, so my character gains Quick, which is just a nice big giant chunk of chance for my it's a big boon because it makes my two-handed weapon swing faster. Obviously more dexterity, the percentage reduction in recovery time is better for bigger numbers. So a big number like a two-handed weapon is a slow weapon, so plus 5 dexterity means more than if you're attacking with a dagger. But also because of lightning strikes, I get extra damage from for shock damage. Also, lightning strikes is an additional 15% action speed on top of what you get from quick. I just realized I don't know. Let's take a look. This is out of curiosity. So if I you can't activate that Swift Strikes outside of combat. My recovery time is 4.2 seconds. Takes me half a second to attack, and then I gotta wait 4.2 before I can swing again. Let's try and get into a fight and remember that number. Okay, so let's get into combat.
Wait, I've seen this in my nightmares.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough fight. It's a little bit of a boss fight at the end of a quest line. Okay. Okay, where was I? I had a little bit of an interruption there again. Okay, so this is a little bit of a boss fight at the end of a fight. First thing we're going to do is this. Alright, so the game is paused, combat has begun, and combat has begun and paused the game automatically because I have very critically set combat start to pause. I don't have it set to enemy spotted because then what happens is your game pauses twice. Once when enemies are spotted, and then once when combat starts. Those aren't the same thing. You can be sneaking up and you can encounter enemies. You don't need the game to pause just because you've seen enemies. But I do think it's critical to have it set there. And you don't necessarily want your party to stop moving, but you might. Honestly, I can see that going either way. I don't have it set though. So my guys are going to keep walking until they get to... Actually, if you want, you can hit cancel and they'll stop walking. Boom. Same thing. Alright, now, because the combat has just started... I can now do things like Lightning Strike. And because Lightning Strike is instant, I can just pop it right away. And it's already taking effect right now. So we can already take a look and see what this has become. 3.2, so a full second has been taken off because of Quick Strikes. And if you go to your character sheet, you can actually look and see that Quick Strike, or I guess Lightning Strike in my case, is right here. See, all your current effects are popped up right here. And they'll last for 12.7 seconds. Now, it's unfortunate in some ways that I didn't put more points in intelligence. That would have made my my buffs like Quick Strike last longer. Every point is 5% more ability duration. But, you know, you gotta put your points wherever you can. Alright, so I'm going to start with a Dance of Death, which is also an instant. Takes 2 mortification. Monks have 2... resources. Mortification is something that they just have per fight. I have 5 per fight, and then I'm out. No way to get them back unless I use this Empower ability, like I talked about in the last video, to get a few more points. And this took 1, so I'm down a point. And then this Stunning Blow is very powerful, and it takes 2 because it stuns guys, which is a big problem. They can't move, they don't react, they have reduced might, reduced penetration, they're easier to hit, all that bad stuff. Okay, so I am going to start off with Dance of Death, and that's a fun little ability that will currently give me no bonus, but as time builds up, I gain more and more accuracy, and I deal more and more, and I generate more and more wounds. Wounds are how I spend my monk abilities. This is very powerful, but if I get hit, the effect is ended. So I got to make sure my character doesn't get hit, and I'm going to do that by making this thing attack Adir first. So I'm going to move my guy over here so that he doesn't get attacked first. Okay. Now, when you have your cursor on an enemy or a character, or when it's paused, you'll see these lines here. These are engagement lines. Right now, this thing is so big I can't even see. I can't even see who it's engaged with, but there should be a red line drawn to whoever it's engaged with. Right now, he's not engaged with my character, so I'm going to move up and stun him. We're going to have her set up a circle of protection that gives plus 15 to all defenses. Again, when it says all defenses, these are the defenses. Attacks against you usually go against deflection. Spells go against like fortitude or reflex or will. That's how that works. So plus 15 to all of those is a huge deal. It's going to make it really hard for him to get nasty abilities to stick on us. He's going to keep on attacking, but if I were to want to, say for example, Mental Binding, which paralyzes a target and immobilizes the enemies around it, if I want to do that, this thing is going to target Will. I don't necessarily know this thing's... Well, I do. Okay, so if you put your cursor over it, you can see that his Will is 56. And his accuracy against Will is 48. So he's going to have a little bit of a... It's like he's got basically negative 8 to the roll. Which means it's a 72% chance for this to stick. Because he doesn't have to roll... like 80 or whatever. He just has to roll like, I don't even know how the math works on that, but whatever he has to roll, I think it's like 30 or 40 or something to get like a graze. So there's a 72% chance of at least grazing this effect on him. So we're going to try it, see what happens. So he is doing Necrotic Lance, which is fine. It's a nice hit. Out of curiosity, if I was to just retarget it, I can look and see it's a 40% chance. That's not very high, and I'm curious as to why that is. Probably because this guy's Fortitude is 84, which is a ridiculously high Fortitude. And this is a versus Fortitude effect. So we want instead, what's his lowest stat? His lowest stat looks like Willpower, actually, but he's also got a pretty low... Actually, by the way, 50s and 60s, those are higher numbers than most of my characters have. This is not like... These are not low numbers for this. This is going to be a tough fight. And his armor is 10, but he's weak to slashing a little bit. He's immune to lightning. And crush attacks will almost not penetrate his armor at 13. You can see that. I'd move my cursor to point to it, but it's in the upper left there. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to target him with something that's going to affect him with either deflection or reflexes. Now here's a fun spell. Let's put up the Writhing Tentacles. This is summon some tentacles that's going to give us a few more enemies, allies on the battlefield. Okay, so my guy... What did my guy do with his stunning attack? He hit. So this guy's stunned. No, maybe he's not. But he misses with the additional effect. So if you hold on shift, you can see I did hit for 40 damage with Stunning Blow, but the miss is because Stunning Blow attacks Fortitude. And that was a 65 against his 84 Fortitude. And that just missed because... I had a negative 19 to the roll, and I rolled a 33. That's a miss. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, let's do this. I do have Force of Anguish because I have 5 wounds built up from being attacked. Now, these, by the way, are not from being hit. You'll notice I have full health, and you'll further notice that my Dance of Death is up to +9. No one's been hitting me, so it keeps building and building and building. So I'm gonna Force of Anguish this guy. Force of Anguish takes 2, but it is a primary attack, which in my case is a giant 2-handed S-Stock, versus Fortitude, which is going to hit this guy pretty hard because he's just a little grub. And it's going to send him flying and get him out of the way. Let's watch this happen. Oh no, he got knocked down. Oh! Yep. He attacked me. The cave grub, this cave grub here, grazed me. I'm only knocked down for like a little tiny bit, but it's enough to take my cool little buff and take out and get rid of it. All right, let's have a deer do a Confounding Blind, which is an attack against reflex, and it'll blind him, which is very, 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 very good for us. And also, while blinded, because this is the upgraded version of this ability, he gets a stacking penalty in his deflection, making him easier and easier and easier to hit. So we're going to try and do that. We're going to build up focus by attacking. She's still casting this. By the way, if you're wondering why this is still going on, it's a 3.9 second casting time. That's even with a decent dexterity. So we're going to let that cast. Alright, there it goes. No one's been hurt yet, so I'm not going to do too much. But I think what I might do next, though, is put Watchful Presence on us. That's going to trigger if someone gets low on health. We'll put in the main front line fighting guys there. And Aloth, who's right there, he can't get really close to cast those tentacles. They're going to about ready to go off. Tentacles are right there. They got cast. Let's move him back. I don't really want him too close to this, and I don't want him too close to Sephir in case there's any effect attacks happening. And now we're going to drop a Fireball. Now, you'll notice some of my spells have this little symbol over them. That's actually because of a new perk I just picked up, which is Spell Shaping. It allows me to use the mouse wheel button to like change the shape of the fireball. I can make it bigger and smaller. Why would I make it smaller? Well, remember power levels? If I leave it the default, it's going to gain the power level of whatever he currently has equipped in his level and all that stuff, making the spell a little more powerful than it normally would be. If I make it bigger, it's a little less powerful, but it hits a bigger area, and you'll notice it's the yellow part that doesn't hurt my guys that expands. If I make it smaller, it makes it more powerful. And you'll notice I'm only fighting like one guy, and I can drop it right there and hit this little grub and the main guy. So we're going to do that. Alright, and then he's reloading. That's a little symbol there, means he's in the middle of reloading. He just fired. If you look here, you can see that he, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, there he goes. He just shot him. Okay. And let's take a look and see. This is where this log becomes very, very useful in a big fight like this. Because I want to see if his confounding blind stuck. Now I can tell it must have, because if I look at the enemy card in the corner there, he's blinded and he's flanked. And he's flanked because he's blinded. None of us are behind him, so he's actually flanked because of the blind. But he did hit. Let's see. The Watchful Presence triggered. So if anyone gets low on health, Watchful Presence will trigger and like heal them. So that means I can give her a new action. And he did Confounding Blind. He grazed it for 10 damage, but he hit with additional effect, so he's now blind. And he's blind for 8 seconds. So let's take advantage of that. Let's take advantage of that by trying to knock him down. If he can be knocked down. Of course, knockdown is going to target his fortitude, which we know is very, very high. But it's got a 100% chance of succeeding. Must be... we'll look at the log and see why that is. Now, let's see what she's got. She just finished casting that. Let's cast a Warding Seal. That's going to do a lot of electrical damage. And we'll put it right on this guy. We'll try and get this little grub, too. Oh, this guy just popped up. That's not ideal. Okay, there's a fireball. That hit pretty good, it looks like. Yep, hit him for 43 damage. Not too shabby. Penetration of 9. Oh, knockdown worked. Okay, very cool. Now look at all this energy I built up here. Let's empower Soul Annihilation. And let's have you Crippling Strike. And let's have you Soul Shock this guy. That's going to be a powerful... That's a really cool early level ability that targets an ally and then shocks all the foes, only the enemies, around that ally. And then you're going to not waste your time with that. You're going to do a Delay of Motion, which is going to slow this guy down. Anywhere I cast it should be fine, but let's put it where he's highlighted. Okay. Alright, now you'll notice these red lines. I'm now engaged with this guy, and you might have noticed for a moment there, I ran away from him to fight him and hit with my focused Soul Annihilation. I was engaged by this cave grub, meaning that there would have been a red line pointing from the grub to my monk. I disengaged from him, and then the grub hit me for free. That's what disengaging means. When you walk away from something that's got a red line drawn to you, he gets a free hit at a bonus to attack roll and damage, I think. So this thing smacked me, but not for too much damage. It didn't penetrate my armor. His penetration is only 5. These things are not super tough. Now, if I walk away from this guy, this thing getting a free hit on me, that's a problem. And you'll notice he has 2 red lines. That's rare. He's engaging both Adir and me at the same time. And we are all engaging him. Okay, so that thing hit him. I'm curious how much it did. 62 damage plus 85 raw damage. So that did quite a bit of damage. There we go. He's immune to something that happened. These tentacles are doing their thing as well. Okay, so let's go over here and let's move Aloth over here and do a rolling fireball and try and hit this guy as well. Let's do another one of these. Good. Knocked him down again. Fireball hits. Fireball hits. Nope. I don't know where you're going, but I don't want you casting... Here, you know what? Let's get rid of this stupid first level spell slot so you'll stop trying to cast Jolting Touch on stuff. Let's Pillar of Faith. And you haven't built anything up yet. You're still fighting this guy. You know what? I wish I had a melee weapon for him. Okay. Let's just do it. Okay, so why did the game pause there? Oh, these missiles are ineffective. They're each one not overcoming the armor value of the target. Alright, let's try and kill this cave grub. So that frees up, saves him. Then we also want to do a healing burst. Okay, let's have him help. This thing's going to become flanked in a second. Actually, it might not because he's a missile weapon. I was hoping that would hit. Kill this guy. Oh my god, it knocked him down. Okay, good. Alright, now let's try and paralyze this guy again. We're doing pretty good. Just gotta pay attention to what you're doing. Alright, let's knock him down again. I built up more of this. You'll notice this is not yellow and glowing. You can only use it in a power once per fight. We're going to have him empower himself, and that gives him one of each spell slot, which is great because I'm going to want to fireball all these guys over here who are coming right down here towards us. I did miss because I was not paying attention. That's fine. Here, why don't you snipe that guy? You crippling strike him. You haven't built anything up yet. Why don't you go help disengage? Oh my gosh, that hit hard. I disengaged and I just said not to do that. And where I want to see if I can find the jank cave grub. Yeah, disengage me. Hit me for 92 damage. 92 damage he hit me. Plus 20 accuracy from disengaging. And he doubled. It's double damage. No, do not disengage in combat. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Oh, that was so stupid. Here, let's drop an empowered healing spell right on these three boys here. Okay, that's better. And then let's kill this rug. Actually, you know what? He's not engaged with me, so let's just go ahead and try and finish this guy with a big soul annihilation attack. Let's have a deer pop a potion. Let's have her drop another healing spell on these two guys. And let's... oh, these missiles didn't go through. Alright, we got that guy down. Okay, good. Good. Alright. Let's do a necrotic lance on this guy. Can you just run away?
Indeed.
Oh God, there's so many of these guys. I mean, these guys can't really hurt us. This is just a matter of time. Soul annihilation.
What do you need?
Let's give you back your abilities. Knock this guy down. Here, while he's down, we're gonna walk around and make a flank. No, he died before he could. This guy is hurting. Two guys are engaged with him, so I'm just going to drink a potion. Nope, he got interrupted. That was an interruption, where you're in the middle of doing a thing, and you get hit by something, and you get interrupted. Let's see if I can drink a potion. There we go. It's a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm going to... I could puppeteer... You know, this cave grub thing here. Why don't you move over? Oh God, I just disengaged. Man, I'm so bad at not following my own advice.
What do you need?
Okay, let's go here and line this guy so I can shoot this guy. There we go. He got interrupted. No, what are you walking over there for? Oh, your range is very low with this one. That's fine. You reload. Okay, everybody attack this thing. Okay. Alright. Good. I think that's it. I think we won. Alright. Excellent. Very good. And we got amber and some larva and some other stuff. We're going to put that right in the stash. Okay, so that is a deeper look at combat. So that's kind of all I wanted to show there, was just to kind of get a general sense for what you're looking for, what to pay attention to, positioning and how important it is to, you know, like, look at your enemies. Like, pay attention to what the game is giving you the information about. This game is full of great information, fun, awesome UI stuff. Use it. You know, make good choices. If your enemy has a really high fortitude, don't try and necrotic lance him. And don't rely on the AI to do that stuff for you, in at least in harder fights. So, okay. Well, I think that's about all I have the time for. I'll do another video later on with ship related stuff. In the meantime, I think I'm going to call it good here. So thanks for watching, and if you have any more questions or would like more information about something I covered in this video or in a future video, let me know. Alright, thanks again for watching.